And we are live.
Hallelujah.
Welcome to another episode of Menopause Enough Already.
Enough already.
I am Heather.
I'm Courtney, and
We're the Mac Sisters.
we're the Mac Sisters.
And we are here to spread joy.
Yep. We've already been laughing this morning. It's been a minute. We have had lots of weather in our area, lots of snow, ice, and I feel like it falls on the days we're supposed to travel on into the studio. So it has been a minute since we have been together, and I've missed you.
I have missed being here. I have missed our listeners.
Yeah.
And I've missed you too.
I was getting a little nervous. We've missed chatting and being able to reach out to you guys. So we're fired up, and our favorite word, we're excited.
You know, it's funny. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and the lady came on, and she was like, "I'm so excited to be here." I said, "Okay, so I'm not the only one."
Yeah, that's normal. Normal
Yes.
word. You can.
Yes.
So awesome. Well, before we get started, just want to shout out. We are coming to you from Varsity Park Studios at Varsity Park Franklin, Roanoke's newest innovative storage and business center. Check them out on Facebook or varsityparkfranklin.com. Thank you to them for hosting us and letting us use your awesome studio.
Yes, thank you guys.
So Heather and I were already talking this morning. Life never goes as I keep saying it. Life is not my own, right? It is. We are running businesses and households and families and kids, and I mean, heaven forbid we have something we want to throw into the mix we want to do. So it was like, okay, this morning has been a little crazy for me. And then she was like, oh, yeah, let me tell you, blah, blah, blah. We were comparing notes.
Well, we were just laughing with each other because, you know, you can either laugh or cry, and crying gives me a headache.
Yeah. We're both a little sleep deprived this morning, not because of perimenopause or menopause, just because of life.
Yes.
Things going on, funny things
happen.
Unexpected things. So we hope y'all can relate, because it's life.
It's life. And, you know, we were just having this conversation this morning because we're both like, we're not sleeping. You know, is something wrong? Is something changed? No.
Nope.
Hormones, I mean, as long as you're, you know, up to date on your hormones and you're taking them as scheduled and you are doing everything that you can do, yes, there's little fluctuations, but we still have the stressors of everyday life, and we still have to do our best and get through the day. And so we're going to have days that we are optimal and things are just going to flow and you're going to feel good. And then we're going to have days that we're subpar.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and things out of our control. We were laughing. Love my husband, but he snores. And so I've seen these videos, you know, on Instagram or something, and they're snoring, and she's like, Bill, cough, move. And he's like, oh, I'm doing pretty good over here. Yeah. Talking in his sleep, snoring. I don't know if y'all can relate to any of that, because I've been bed hopping. Thank goodness my kids don't live there anymore, and I can go and sleep in their beds.
Exactly. You have another option than the couch with the dogs.
Right. But yeah, sometimes it's of no choice of our own that we are not sleeping or having to get up and do all the things. The household is crazy. If you have dogs, husbands, wives, kids, like whatever.
Whatever it is. At 3:30 this morning, I was letting all the dogs out. They're like, oh, hey, one of them said, hey, I need to go out. So I'm like,
at 3:30.
At 3:30. So I'm like, great. So I go all the way, let them out. And then another one comes, hey, I heard you open the door. I'd like to go out. And then I let that one out. The third one, hey, there's a party outside. I think I want to go. So then it's, you know, it's
life.
Life.
Yep.
Never
So
know.
all of that to say, welcome to Menopause. Enough already.
Enough already.
Enough already.
So, Courtney, we started our series, the last 2 episodes, about the symptom series. So what do we have next as far as the series goes? Where are we?
So our 2 symptoms that we're going to focus on this episode are weight gain and low libido. Both of these symptoms, everyone does not experience these symptoms, but a lot of women do report a change in body, a change in sexual desire, a change, and I kind of feel like these go hand in hand.
Well, there's a large correlation.
Yes. Heather and I were talking about, we're doing these symptom series and we're talking about specific symptoms, but that doesn't mean that they're all related. They are all, we know, due to hormones. And so it's kind of like a snowball effect, right? Hormones are changing. So then estrogen's dropping. Man, my joints are hurting and now I'm not moving as much. And oh goodness, I've got weight gain and oh, I don't feel pretty. And now it's like all related.
It is related. And you find yourself in this, it's like a catch-22. You're going in a circle. And they say that the average weight gain, now, first of all, I'm going to preface with, I don't know who they are.
Yeah, when we say they,
I am actually going to look it up and see where I found this.
Right, because we like to be specific and tell you where our information comes from.
Where it comes from. Okay, this is Healthy Lifestyle Women's Health from the Mayo Clinic. Okay, so this is
Mayo
not
Clinic,
some shoddy. This is the Mayo Clinic. They say that the average weight gain continues at the rate of 1.5 pounds each year as a woman goes through her 50s.
Okay, wait a minute. A year? 1.5 a year.
Now,
no.
From personal
False.
experience, mine was more like 1.5 pounds a day.
I was about to say 1.5 a year?
That's what they say. The Mayo Clinic.
Oh my gosh. I could, especially like perimenopause where there was still a cycle.
Right.
I don't have a cycle anymore. When there was still a cycle, I'm fluctuating like 7 to 8 pounds. That's me. Okay. Don't be jealous, ladies. I mean, like.
I know. Because literally, I gained 20 pounds, maybe even 30 pounds in like 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
Like it was rapid. I'm surprised. I mean, I didn't get stretch marks from it. Like I gained weight faster than I did when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
It was, and when I was pregnant, my doctor told me I needed to stop gaining weight. Like, he goes,
thanks, sir.
You need to stop because it's easier to stop now than lose it later. So I evidently, I can gain some weight.
Yeah, me too. I think it is in our genes.
It
we
is
could
in our
easily
genes.
put on some weight.
Literally.
It's in our genes. I can show you.
I can show you.
No,
Oh,
but
my
1
goodness.
to 1.5 pounds, ladies, I'm gonna say that's on the small side. A year, that's
yes.
Garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
So do not feel like there's something wrong with you that if you're gaining it faster than that. Because I'm sorry, at 1.5 pounds a year, I'll take it.
Right.
I'll take it.
Right.
I mean, I'll take that any day.
Yeah. So yeah, I do think that's on the low side. Now, just so you all know, some women won't really experience weight gain during perimenopause, menopause. That's not what they might struggle with the most.
That's also a lot smaller number than women that do experience
Now,
the weight
I was going to say it might be a body composition change where they say,
right.
I'm kind of the same weight, but my clothes don't fit the same. Weight distribution has changed.
Yes.
I'm carrying it more in my hips and butt and stomach, or I'm more in my stomach. For ladies, we're around the middle. That tends to be hormonal changes even not in perimenopause, you know, as we're going through our cycle and stuff, our middle gets a little bloated. We carry it in the middle. That's what we were made for. Having babies is in the middle. Booty, legs, stomach.
Yes.
So even if you're not experiencing a weight gain, you could experience, some women report, just that body composition change, storing fat in different areas. And like we already talked about, weight gain is different for every woman. Heather talked about she experienced it quickly and rapidly. Some women will say, yeah, no, I'm in my 50s, 60s. I just don't weigh what I did in my 30s and 40s. And I haven't really changed anything. I've just put on weight because, you know, we just put on weight as we get older. That's what they say.
That's what they say.
So let's kind of recap why weight gain or body composition changes. We know it's due to hormonal changes, drop in estrogen, drop in testosterone. So one of the things that happens as your hormones drop, it's all, again, a big circle. It's all related. So estrogen, testosterone drops, our muscle mass drops. We've talked at length and sometimes maybe even nauseum about the importance of keeping your muscles. So it's harder as you get older, and we do lose that muscle mass. When you lose muscle mass, your basal metabolic rate decreases. The more muscle you have, the higher your just keeping yourself alive metabolic calorie burn goes higher. So as we're losing muscle, that's dropping.
Which means we do not need to eat as much.
Yes.
So as these things happen, if you are not being proactive in exercising, lifting weights, keeping the muscle that you have, you must limit the calorie intake.
Yeah. And that's what they mean when they say, oh, your metabolism is slowing down. That's what they mean. It's really, your metabolism doesn't slow down, just the need of calories decreases because you don't have as much muscle.
Right.
So if you're strength training, keeping that muscle up, you can keep that higher calorie burn. All right, there's your science lesson for the day.
There you go.
But also dropping in testosterone, dropping in estrogen, we're not feeling as good, we're not moving as much. Our body kind of aches. Our muscle mass is dropping. We don't need as much. Gut health changes.
You're also something that I experienced with, like, as my hormones started depleting, I didn't want to eat certain foods. So my body, so for instance, when your energy levels go down, because you're not feeling as good, your muscle mass is going down, your energy kind of goes down.
Yeah.
I was craving more carbs.
Yep.
So I wanted to eat more carbs, which is not
We don't need more carbs when you're less active.
No, you don't.
Yeah.
So that also makes it easier to put on the weight. So
absolutely. All of those things would contribute to weight gain. And as our hormones change, where we store our fat changes. I mean, that's where that body composition change comes from. We get it. You hear that menopause belly. You hear that statement a lot. Women do tend to struggle with that. It's more kind of in their belly area. So all of these things contribute to the weight gain. Your gut health, we've talked about that. Gut health changes. You could be eating the same exact thing and your gut health is changing, and so your body isn't absorbing or getting the nutrients that it needs. So, blah, blah, blah. We're done with the science lesson for the day. Enough already. So what can I do? Okay, so Heather, I'm coming to you as my midlife mentor.
Yes.
As my coach. Hint, hint, winky, winky. We're going to tell you something in a little while. But what I've experienced with this weight gain. I'm not eating anything different. I'm working out like I have, maybe even harder.
And I'm eating less. I'm starving myself,
I'm
whatever.
like running off of a lettuce leaf. Why am I still putting on weight? What can I do?
Well, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, have you had a blood panel done and had your hormones checked?
Okay, good.
That is the
number
first
one.
thing. See a hormone specialist and let's get a baseline where you are right now.
I do want to insert comment here. That doesn't mean you're committing to go
No.
to HRT.
No.
I think a lot of women are like, oh, no, I'm not doing that because I don't want to do HRT because I don't know enough about it to feel comfortable, blah, 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 whatever the reason is. But ladies, you need to know where you are.
Right. And it not only helps you, but it also helps the people that you are looking for help from.
Yeah, your service providers, it gives them a baseline. If you are feeling just not like yourself, get your blood panel done. We recommend hormone specialists. If your insurance will only cover from your PCP, ask for specific things. We check estrogen, testosterone, like specific things to at least give you, oh, you're on the lower side. Okay, so we're declining. We're not done. We're not, and sometimes estrogen levels shoot through the roof. Like it's fluctuating up and down, up and down. It's not just a steady decline.
Right. And so that's why they always, they say, they say that, you're getting your blood work done so that you have a baseline because your hormone levels are consistently changing. So you want to compare your blood work with how you feel.
Yeah.
So what symptoms are you having and that kind of thing. So the next thing I'm going to ask you is, do you take vitamins? Do you take any supplements? And I want you to give me a sample meal plan for your day.
Right.
What are you eating? What is your activity level? And what any type of vitamins or supplements that you take.
Okay. So I'm going to tell you I eat prepackaged foods because I don't have time, to go out and make my food. I'm super busy. So I love Lunchables. I eat like a toddler.
I can't even keep a straight face, and that's wrong. And I do not want to offend anyone by that. But
I low key, I've had a Lunchable or two in my time. But no, processed foods really don't serve you.
No, not at all.
And I get it. Sometimes that is the only option. There are processed food options that are less processed. Does that make sense?
And
there
are real foods that are prepackaged for you that you could grab on the go.
Yes.
So there's that option too. I was going to give an example. So that actually this weekend, being really tired and fatigued, not having the sleep I had, I wanted to eat something other than what I normally eat, which is I eat carnivore, so I'm eating meat and eggs all the time.
Meat
and eggs. So there's not a whole lot of anything else, but I didn't feel like fixing anything. So what did I do? I ate a protein bar.
How was it?
Oh, it tasted really good, but I was so bloated.
Your body wasn't used to it.
It didn't cause me any pain that I knew of, but I did. Well, let me take that back. I had a little bit of joint pain, like something that like popped up. That I was like, why is that hurting? Like it doesn't hurt. And it was just a little subtle, but I noticed my stomach was bloated and I was like, what did I do different? What did I do different? And I noticed all this at 3:30 in the morning, so everything looks worse in the middle of the night.
Yes, detective brain.
Yes. So while I was staring out the window, watching the dogs go to the bathroom, that's when I was doing all this going, oh my gosh, why do I feel like this? I ate a protein bar.
Now, I'm going to say protein bars are not bad. there are
They're
some
not
that
bad.
are not that
And
are
this
not
was
good.
not
There are
a-
some that are better.
This was a Quest bar, which is pretty good comparatively speaking to the others.
Yeah,
So-
but your body absorbs differently, and especially if you've been eating meat, carnivore,
meat, eggs.
you put anything else in it, there is GI inflammation because it's not used to it.
And it didn't know what to do with any of the chemicals and the processed stuff. It was like, hey, let's just hold it right here. We're a little inflamed. Like, what?
Yeah.
What do we do? It's like when we start worrying or getting anxiety or something like that, we kind of get in a tizzy and we almost get ADD.
Yeah.
Like, we're like, oh, and we're turning around. We don't know what to do first. I felt like my body.
Well, I am going to say, so in our symptom series, we've addressed symptoms. We've talked about what they look like. We've talked about kind of how different they are from person to person. And then we've talked about like some remedies that you can take. For weight gain, focus on your food. I mean, that's
100%.
I'm not going to, there is not a natural supplement. Natural supplements are plant based, right? Typically, it's a root or a plant or a seed, something like that. So it's all plant based. It's all something that God gave us that grows on this earth. That's what you should be eating, period. The end, food. Cut back or try to eliminate your processed foods, just like Heather was talking about. If it's processed, more chances than not, there are added chemicals that are not natural occurring processes or things. So when we're talking about what's my natural remedy for weight gain, lean, healthy meats.
Yes.
Start with your proteins first. That will keep you full. It will fuel because it takes the most to break down. Your body burns the most calories breaking down your proteins. It keeps you full and it helps support your muscle. We've already talked about the importance of all that in your body.
It's the building block of your entire body.
Yes.
Are the proteins. Your amino acids is what your proteins actually break down into to help your body heal. And it sends the amino acids to where they are needed in the body.
Yeah. So lean proteins first, okay? Then we're going to go to fruits and vegetables. Now, when I say fruits, we're not eating a ton of them, okay? We're going to fill our plates with lettuce, tomato, peppers, asparagus. We're going to, because if you're not getting the vitamins that your body needs, because right now we're talking to someone who's in that perimenopause, you're all over the place, you're trying to help your body. We need spinach, we need iron, we need zinc, we need magnesium. We need those things in our foods if we're not supplementing, if we're not taking those like in a pill form.
And
or
a good
something
one.
Like, yes.
A good one.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's really pretty basic. I mean, we're not going to tell you a medication to take, or we're not going to tell you a supplement to take. Check your foods.
Check your foods. And if you're eating just one ingredient foods, that means you're eating meat and not processed meat from the deli, because that's all chemical.
And it's been processed.
It's been processed.
I mean, lunch meat, it's been processed.
And if you want to know what lunch meat really is, then look it up, the process of lunch meat on TikTok. You will not eat lunch meat ever again.
No, so try to, okay, if you, one rule that you're going to follow is single ingredient food. Okay? I did that, in November? The effect it had on my body was staggering.
Yes.
And like so fast, the inflammation that I was carrying in my body was mind blowing. That different episode. But chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Steak.
Chicken, steak,
Eggs.
fish, eggs, single ingredient foods. And then, okay, I'm looking. So I'm eliminating some maybe good things that we go, hey, cottage cheese, that's good for you. Greek yogurt's good for you. It's been processed. So if you're really wanting to cut it down and let your body heal as you are going into this perimenopause, I'm all over the place, single ingredient, strawberries, peppers.
And that doesn't mean you can't ever eat these other things again.
Right.
You just want to do it for give yourself 30 days, do a short period of time.
See how you feel.
Just let your body heal. That's what you're looking for.
Yep, absolutely. So if you're experiencing weight gain, and we've already talked about what that looks like, we've talked about the biggest thing you can do for that is through your food to make sure you're getting vitamins and nutrients. What's my movement look like, Heather?
Okay. I think we've heard this one before, but I think we're going to start with a little walk outside.
I don't think I've heard walking.
I don't know that I mentioned it, but walk outside. And I don't know if you've heard this on the previous 2 Symptom series podcast, but walking is the first and foremost of just the movement for pretty much any symptom. So you're going to hear me say that a lot.
Let's say that again.
Any symptom. So you're going to get outside, preferably, even if it's cool, wrap up and let that sunlight hit your face, hit your eyes. Do not wear sunglasses during this walk.
Don't scroll your phone.
Do not scroll your phone. I want you to smell, take the air in, breathe it in deep, walk, not aggressively, just get outside and move. Do not stare at the sun, obviously, and I have to say that. Never know what will happen. But breathe.
Yeah.
Listen to the sounds of nature. That's also going to help with your
nervous system.
Your nervous system. It will help calm it. It'll help with the natural vibration of your body.
Yeah.
You will become in tune and one with nature.
Yeah. That's really cool you said that. Side note, I went to a conference, like a week-long training conference, probably like 4 or 5 years ago in California. And one of the speakers, he had written a whole book about the getting outside, the effects of nature as you get outside, the effects that it has on your cognitive function, your nervous system. And he talks a lot about the importance of every day outside. Mm-hmm. We've become a society that we are inside. Even our poor little kids are sitting in front of TVs and movies and screens 24 hours a day. No one's getting outside. And then we wonder why we're having this mental health epidemic that we're having. Get outside.
It will help tremendously.
Yeah. And we're not saying you have to go and get 10,000 steps at one time.
No.
Get outside for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Get outside for 10 minutes. Go check your mail. Go walk your dog. Go, just walk around your yard. Go get outside. And I've said this before, there is no bad walking weather. There's bad walking gear. So maybe you invest in some warmer clothes.
Snow boots.
Yeah.
Ice pick shoes.
Yeah. We're doing it. We're here for it all. But movement will help tremendously, once again, with every symptom.
Yes. Now, we say there's no bad walking weather. However, when we had the ice storms that we had a couple weeks ago and last week we had another snowstorm, I will say I went outside.
Good.
I went outside and the wind was kicking about 30 miles an hour. And I think my eyeballs froze open. And all it did was take 2 up and down the driveway and I was done. But I went outside.
And you probably felt better.
Oh, I did feel better.
Yeah.
Even though, it was a cold plunge. I didn't even have to get wet.
Yep.
I didn't get in the water.
Yep.
Full on cold plunge. But you know what? I still had to go outside, take care of the animals, the chickens, the cows. Still had to do that. So, yes, you come in and you're like, oh my gosh, it's freezing.
But you're invigorated, you're awake, you
Oh
feel
my
better. It's a cognitive
goodness.
rush.
Yes.
Get outside, people.
Yes.
Move your feet. So if you're experiencing some weight gain, focus on like movement and eliminating processed foods. Period.
Yes.
Give yourself
Yes.
30 days, see how you feel, and see if your weight changed. So
Okay.
moving on.
Moving on. All right. Low libido.
Low libido. Now, we just talked about weight gain, and now we're talking about low libido. Again, all of these go like
Hand
hand
in
in
hand.
hand. If you gain weight, I'm sorry, and maybe this doesn't apply for you. If I gain weight, I'm not feeling very sexy.
Well, and I'm sorry, but for who does want to take their clothes off in front of anyone or have any intimate situation with your significant other or anyone else,
Right.
if that's what you do. But who wants to do that when you're not feeling good about yourself?
Right.
I mean, you have a bad day or, just not feeling pretty, not feeling, I don't know.
Confident.
That's the
Period.
word. Confident.
Confident.
Yes.
We all have different days. That's not the only thing, that causes low libido. We know that hormonal fluctuations greatly affect our libido. And we're just saying it all goes together because it is the same reason, our hormones. As we're going into perimenopause, menopause, hormones change. And as estrogen and testosterone are dropping, they are affecting all of the processes in our body. They're affecting our cognitive thinking, how we're feeling, mood. I'm not in the mood. How often do you hear that? You might not be worried about the weight gain affecting your libido, but it might be mental, my mood, where I'm at mentally. I'm not feeling connected to my significant other. I'm not feeling good about myself.
Well, not even just that. It's the actual, the desire reduces because
Yes.
you don't think about those things
Yes.
as your hormones decrease. So the thought process is not there.
Right.
Then also, so the desire is not there. And arousal can be more difficult.
Yes.
And then it could be, questions from your significant other. Well, what's going on? Are you not attracted to me? Blah, blah, blah. So
Yeah.
then it
It's
goes
a whole
into
nother
more,
dynamic.
It is.
Yeah.
That's like a whole nother podcast. Like we could totally just talk about just sex in general.
Right.
I mean, and the effects it has on your relationship. But also, it changes things. We've talked about being ashy before.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
We dry out.
If we dry out.
As
And-
estrogen drops, estrogen is, let's say, the lubrication in your joints
And your plumper.
Yeah.
Your plumper.
And your plumper. You're
Because
exactly right.
Not
All of it.
only you lose your moisture and your plumper.
So
Your nether regions.
our lips, wherever they may be.
Right. Long, short, whatever.
Right.
The fullness is gone.
Yeah. So blood flow, like arousal, all of that becomes more difficult. We dry out. So
It could become
it
painful.
becomes painful. Our I'm just going to say it. The vagina gets dry. And so
So that's why they
there
make
is
those
no
sounds.
interest. It's like, no, thank you.
Yes.
Sorry. No.
Now, all right, and now there are things you can do as far as like with lubrication and
Right.
stuff, but a lot of the times those are made for men, and that's fine.
And they're chemicals.
Yes,
so
chemicals. It's more things, but I did find one that is for women that I ordered. I will let you know how it goes when I get it. Yes.
Okay.
I'm very excited to try it. I'm excited.
I'm excited. The word of the day.
Yes.
Well, okay, so all of those things go into your libido. Whether you feel like it, there's no desire, the desire is gone. That could be I'm feeling depressed.
Oh yeah.
I'm all of this goes
in
together.
and what we talked about before, that feeling of, okay, now the kids are gone, you're finding that you don't have the same jobs or responsibilities as before. So you're like, okay, who am I?
Mm-hmm.
So that is another thing that kind of comes into question. Who am I? And then, so as far as like the desire, so you could maybe even have started new medications, which also decrease that desire, whether it's blood pressure, cholesterol medications, any anti-anxiety, antidepressants.
All of that
those
affects your
lowers-
sexual, your
Yes.
libido, all of it.
Yes.
So you are not alone, okay?
No,
That
not
is,
alone.
and I will say the majority of women report a decrease of libido. So you are not alone. There's just so many things that go into it hormonally, mentally, physically. There's just so many things going on. So what can we do to increase our libido? There are natural things we can do to increase libido.
All right, so I'm going to start with foods.
Yeah,
just
we
like
always
we
start with
did.
foods, always.
Yes.
Because those are things that, like, they're natural. We know single ingredient.
And your body can break them down and use them the way God made them to.
Right.
You know?
It's not, it hasn't been manufactured and put in pill form, and like it's food.
Right.
Like it's grown,
raw, ready
here
to go.
it is, ready, and those are great first and foremost.
Right. So we had talked about zinc.
So
And what kind of stuff can we find zinc in?
So zinc is in like beef, pumpkin seeds, oysters. I did not know that. Any foods that have zinc in them are going to be a great option.
Did they say watermelon? Or was that just one for blood flow?
That's for arginine.
Oh, okay.
Which is another one for low libido.
Okay.
So watermelon.
Watermelon.
That's an easy one. That's for arginine, which, if I'm not mistaken, increases.
L-arginine. That's actually an amino acid. So that increases the blood flow.
That's what I was getting ready to say. That's going to help with like arousal, that kind of thing. But that's also in like nuts and seeds. So arginine is good for blood flow. It relaxes the blood vessels, so it allows the blood to get there. There's nothing restricted. But zinc, yes, and I'm going to look that up also while we're talking about it. But beef, pumpkin seeds, oysters. I have heard, I was telling Heather of these pills, they're called oyster pills, and they are literally to help with libido.
Probably zinc.
Yeah.
It's a zinc
probably
pill.
overloaded with zinc, but probably other things.
But it's probably a little more natural if they're actually using oysters. Just a thought.
Yes. What else? Anything else? Ginkgo biloba, that's another one. That's for blood flow, helping with your plumpers, helping with your arousal.
Maca root.
Yeah.
Increases in natural testosterone in men and women. I mean, just also foods. If you are eating a low inflammatory diet, your body is going to have less inflammation in it, and your body is going to function the way it's supposed to, or better than it was with inflammation. And that in and of itself too will also help with libido.
And
so
you'll just feel better.
Right.
It's across the board. All these
We're going back to single ingredient foods.
Yep.
Keeping your body healthy, keeping the inflammation down helps with all the processes.
Yeah, ingesting the right foods for your body is a game changer. I mean, it's a game changer. When you are fueling your body, your brain, your gut, everything is better.
Everything is better. Now, not everything is perfect. We've already talked about that this morning, but nothing is.
Yeah,
it is better.
perfection is a myth.
It is.
Okay, period. It's a myth. So again, talking about some of the things, supplements, maca root helps with increased desire, sexual performance, ginkgo biloba, the blood flow, zinc for desire, helping with that libido. Also, just movement. Again,
So what's our movement, Courtney?
I'm going to try walking on this one. Walking.
We haven't heard that before.
Okay, so add it to the list.
Of walking.
Walking. So there is a natural stress reliever that comes from walking. It is a natural reduction of cortisol. It is a natural stress reliever. When we feel stressed, usually sexual desire is not something that we're focused in on. We're too much. Like when we're stressed out, enough already, right? We're not feeling romantic. We're not feeling like we want to be intimate or close. So walk, let's clear the mind, let's reset our nervous system. All of those natural processes that happen while we're walking can help increase our connection or our ability to feel a sexual desire because we're not overloaded and stressed to the max.
I'm going to add lifting weights to this one, doing just like, and it doesn't have to be heavy weights. It can be just a lifting weights to really work on your muscle. Increasing and trying to build muscle and keeping muscle will help with testosterone levels.
Right.
And ladies, lifting weights is not going to make you look like a man.
No.
It is not going to give you the testosterone like a man because our bodies are still going to produce what they would normally produce.
Right.
So if you lift weights and you challenge your muscles, that there again, you're going to feel a little bit stronger. You're going to feel better. Confident. And also, you feel confident because you can, do more things. You're not, oh, is my back going to do that, or I can't do that. I feel
good,
better,
yeah.
yes, when I'm lifting weights. Quick example: I have had this right hip pain, and it's not in a or not in my bone; it's a muscle, and I had strained it at first, probably doing too much walking. It was like, walk, I need to relieve my stress. No. And it was bothersome. And then it got to the point where it would throb when I would lay down. So I started looking into it as far as some exercises and things that I could do to help strengthen that area.
Right.
Because to me, it was like, okay, maybe it's also, I've given it plenty of time to heal. This is probably a weak area. So
Right.
I started doing some physical therapy exercises, small movements, and my hip is feeling great.
Awesome.
I mean, and I've only done it a couple of times, but it's keeping up with it and it's strengthening.
Yep.
I feel so much better.
Yep.
So
So then that goes back to, I feel good.
Right.
I feel confident.
I can walk a
I'm
little bit.
proud of myself.
Yes.
All of those boost your mental function, your mental state of being, how you feel about yourself, helping the mental side of your libido, your sexual desire, how you're feeling about yourself. All of those, again, they all go together because they're all hormone related. They're all hormone related.
And you know what's funny? If your confidence increases and you feel better about yourself, you will start to notice a difference that other people treat you better because they see it's weird. It's
You
just,
put off an energy.
You do. And
Everyone puts off an energy.
Yes.
And you can tell when someone is pissy and angry and mean and whatever, and they walk in a
feel
room
good or slouched over or down.
They walk in a room, you can read it and you can feel it. They put off an energy. Someone who is positive and feeling good about themselves and motivated, and they put off an energy as well. And we can all feel it. So it all goes hand in hand. So just a quick little recap about libido. Zinc-rich foods. If you don't know, look it up. That's an easy thing to put in. What can I eat for zinc? And we've given some examples: pumpkin seed, beef, oysters. Not that you need to eat beef and oysters every day, but just those are examples. Arginine is the watermelon and nuts and seeds. Ginkgo biloba, maca root. Just those are specifics that come up. Now, again, eliminating processed foods, trying to go to single ingredient as much as you can would be helpful to eliminate any extra inflammation, any extra, those things affect your gut and then they affect your mental clarity. I always feel like your mental state
Controls
it starts
everything.
at the top and trickles down.
Right.
So just like, you think about that, it starts at the top. So if we are mentally unwell or not feeling good, it's going to trickle on down. So, today in this series, we talked about weight gain. We talked about low libido. Go back through, listen to it again, incorporate those things into your foods, incorporate movement in nature, no screens, no headphones, earbuds, like just be outside. Be alone with your thoughts.
Right. That can be scary.
It can be scary, but that's okay.
It's okay. So, and also reach out to us if you have any questions. You can always send us messages on our social media platforms. Menopause Enough Already. Also, you can reach us at menopause or Meno Enough Already at gmail.com for emails. And something else that Courtney and I have added, we are both certified menopause life coaches. And so we do have a coaching program, and it is redefining midlife.
Yeah,
Because that's what
it
we
is.
are. We are helping women
midlife.
redefine midlife, not going along with the social norms. So, again, you can reach out to us at that email, redefiningmidlife@gmail.com. And Courtney, also, you updated
our
platforms.
Instagram and Facebook, we have changed the name, Redefining Midlife. If you're already a follower of Menopause Enough Already, you're still there because we just changed the name. We're just be adding more, like we said, opportunities for coaching, different educational things that we'll be offering that you might be interested in, more than just the podcast. Podcast isn't going away.
No.
Menopause Enough Already is here. We are just opening up and offering more for our listeners and trying to help our ladies.
Yes.
Redefine what their midlife
Goals
is going
are.
to look
Yeah,
like and
absolutely.
who they are. So we're excited.
Yeah, so there's going to be more to come. There's going to be
Yes.
more things that we're rolling out. So please pay attention. Please follow us on social medias, and just so you can keep up with what's going on.
Yep.
All right. Well, tune in next week for another episode of our symptom series.
Yes.
Where we're going to be talking about some fun stuff and probably some walking. And we
Maybe.
will see you then.
All right. Take care.